Ukrainian public sentiment about the strength and adequacy of their own government. And finally, and perhaps most important of all, I was on a State Department project in November and December, and I think you're looking at a country with 40 million people that will, if they have to, for an entire generation, participate in an insurgency against any kind of Russian occupation. And the truth of the matter is that the Russians have a very poor track record against insurgencies, and I think don't have any organized features in their military that can account for a protracted insurgency. So I think it's going to be a disaster from the Russian perspective once we can take a deep breath, calculate what's actually happening, and see what the appropriate response is.
Professor, you mentioned his mental state. It was something that was questioned, especially by the French President Emmanuel Macron recently. But let me ask you this. What is a special military operation, which is what Putin is calling it? He says, as you refer to, that he's not going to occupy Ukraine.
Yeah, I mean, I can't account for the degree of irrationality in this. I've been predicting for weeks now that there wouldn't be a full-scale operation, because if you look at the calculus, if you look at all the risks and all the costs to the Russians, they're overwhelming. So what we have to do is we have to account for some of this as irrational foreign policy, public policy making on his part. I think in many, many respects, they're not prepared. I mean, nobody is talking about the eventual cost of reconstructing the infrastructure. Even if they were simply to stop with the Donbass and Luhansk, it's estimated that it would cost them about $30 billion simply to get that back to a livable condition. For 10 years now, there's that part of Ukraine has been destroyed.
Well, the world has been desperately working to ascertain Putin's motives here, but Russians, by and large, they don't want this war, do they?
No, in fact, I think that's another one of the risks that the Kremlin is taking. If they start spending time and money and effort and focus on Ukraine, the average Russian perceives Ukrainians as Slavic brothers, basically. Putin exaggerates that point and glosses over the fact that it's been an independent country, Ukraine has for a long time now, since the breakup of the Soviet Union. But the average Russian is worried about the Russian economy. Russian stocks have taken a dive.
And that's where your sanctions come into play. I mean, that's where things could just totally, if NATO gets involved and the sanctions get really harsh, couldn't that make a difference?
Massive difference. I mean, I think there are people worried about housing and food supplies and being paid in the Russian system. So there are lots of gritty, on the ground kind of implications for spending what is inevitably going to be a very large amount of money, already is, just to deploy those whatever 100,000 troops there are that have been repositioned. So we're talking about a gamble of an extraordinary, and I would argue, irrational sort.
Can you describe President Biden's leadership in this moment here, his administration as well as Congress, and really the world's reaction?
Yeah, that's particularly difficult because, and while I'm not an expert on American politics, everyone knows that in recent years we've had a very divisive, partisan interpretation of things political. And there are lots of people, I think, who are going to search for simple answers, dramatic answers of the sort that Donald Trump might have provided. I think the Biden administration is being reasonably measured, reasonably cautious, and I'm very impressed by Blinken and the other diplomats that have been trying with our allies to articulate the options, what they call the off-ramps diplomatically for this. They've given Vladimir Putin all sorts of options. And he's managed to convince, I think, not only ourselves, but the world that he's simply not being honest or clear and lucid about his perception of the reality.
Professor Farkas, if only there were simple answers to this. Thank you so much. Be safe, be well.
Believe that.
We will continue to follow.